participants and guests to this last and final GRIF workshop. Garden Route International Film Festival allowed us a chance to do 5 of these webinars. This last one we saved maybe the best for last. We're going to highlight to showcase the amazing locations here in Cape Town in the Western Cape. We have a brilliant program ahead, and speakers from all the presentations are available to answer your questions in the Q&A box. I'm Monica Rorvik. I head up the film and media promotion team at Wesgro, and we're here to help the Western Cape become an even finer destination for film, and this webinar is part of that process. All these webinars will be available online. My colleague Nadia will post the names of the 4 that you might have missed and want to watch in your own time. When they're available online, you'll see them on our website. But all protocol observed. The official welcome will come in a minute from our funder at DDAT, Ilse van Schalkwijk, the head of sector development. The chief director there will speak to the purpose of this workshop. But for the sake of following your questions, please type them in the Q&A box and use the chat to just share information with each other. We can't follow the questions when you type them in there. It's much easier when you put it into our Q&A box. So thank you very much. Looking forward to this session. Over to Lisa to start the presentations, and we'll see you in a bit.
Welcome to this webinar, everyone. All protocols observed. Hi, my name is Ilse van Schalkwijk. I'm the Chief Director of Economic Sector Support at the Western Cape Department of Economic Development and Tourism, also known as DDAT. It's a pleasure to welcome you to this very first virtual Film Wesgro webinar, which is facilitated by Wesgro's Film and Media Promotion Unit. This webinar will feature the amazing facilities and locations here in the Western Cape. On this first session, we will see presentations from the West Coast, Cape Winelands, Central Karoo, Overberg, and the Garden Route. The representatives of these regions will be sharing their knowledge and insights into what unique attractions they have for film and media productions to consider shooting in their regions. We will also see presentations from various attractions for film productions, such as the Vienna Waterfront, CTICC, as well as other mandate holders. There is also presentations from top location agents who will also describe how easy it is to work in this province. As part of the Western Cape's Economic Recovery Plan, as a response to COVID-19, Wesgro is helping to drive more investment in economic activity into the regions, which increases the ability to attract more of these services businesses with high local spend across the value chain. Film production can bring quality jobs and our investment, which is fast moving to drive economic recovery, and it's key in this time. Productions can have low barriers to entry for some locals and give many outcomes such as skills transfers and regional investment. Plus, the finished products have the added benefit of becoming a calling card to attract further film business and also help drive tourists who, once they have seen a film, are inspired to visit. As the Department of Economic Development and Tourism is finalizing our economic recovery plan for the province, we have been challenged to accelerate our recovery and to focus on stopping the short-term decimation of the economy and to be creative in finding ways to create jobs. We are looking for jobs that add value, bring skills to people, and have impact. As an integral part of this approach, we are engaging with stakeholders to understand how COVID-19 has impacted their businesses and sectors and consider how we can work together to promote the local and national economy to recover. My colleague Ansel Venter has commenced with engagements across the industry and sector, and she's starting to pull together the response, which is informed by your input as business. This sort of webinar engagement is part of that process. You will also learn about the importance of film festivals to the promotions of places as beautiful as ours, such as the Garden International Film Festival taking place now. I therefore wish you well, and I hope you learn, engage, and network in our very first digital webinar relating to this critical aspect, dealing with our beautiful locations in the Western Cape. Thank you.
Good day. As Executive Mayor for Garden Route Municipality, I would like to share a few words at this Wesgro location workshop. I am very excited to see that film production in our region has grown phenomenally. Our area has major potential to become an even bigger player in the industry, and I want to thank Garden Route Film Office for all their hard work and steering us to greater heights. In the last 2 years, the Garden Route film industry has seen over 15 major productions shot in our area, which in turn generated about 30 million rand to our region's economy. Productions such as The Bachelor Switzerland, The Bachelorette Holland, BBC episode, Love Island, to name but a few, have been produced on our doorstep, and we look forward to host more international studios once we open our borders again. Equally important to this is the exposure that our region got through this. We have revealed to the world that the Garden Route and Klein Karoo have a competitive advantage because of our variety of locations on offer, from forest, vineyards, mountains, farms, tree houses, tented camps, dams, rivers, beaches, airports, railway, game lodges, caves, heritage sites, and industrial options. Our region indeed offers endless opportunities. This year, from 21st September 2020 till 11 October 2020, we will host the Garden Route International Film Festival with an online virtual platform, drive-in cinemas around the district. This is certain to attract even more increased filming opportunities, as it is available to national and international audience. Simultaneously, the Garden Route District Municipality continue to work closely with Garden Route Film Commission to align film production functions like permitting, fam tours, and marketing of this region. I ask that all Garden Route local municipalities join us in supporting film promoting and inviting platforms to encourage film and support film development within our region. Lastly, I would wish you a successful workshop today, and may this be a continuation of many. Thank you.
Welcome in the Overberg. I'm Saki Franken, Executive Mayor of the Overberg District Municipality. We've got just over 400 kilometers of coastline, the most pristine and the most untouched you can think of. We've got shark cage diving, spearfishing, free diving, snorkeling and big game fishing in our region. We also have got the southernmost point in Africa on our coastline. From June to November, our coastline becomes the breeding ground for the southern right whale. Our coastline also hosts the marine Big Five, and inland we've got the African Big Five as well. Throughout the year and the seasons as they change, our region changes from the flowing hills of Scotland to the vineyards of the Napa Valley and the olive groves of Tuscany. This is what we can give you. In spring, the yellow canola and golden wheat fields could be mistaken for the American prairies. The Overberg changed from rugged semi-desert landscapes to a lush and rich biodiverse floral kingdom. When it comes to filmmaking, the Overberg has got a variety of creatives like screenwriters, photographers, filmmakers, actors, and even stunt doubles. We also have a film office who source any scarce skills required for the making of an epic production. Our close proximity to the Cape Town International Airport and our great roads bring you into the Overberg district. We also got fiber and great connectivity that'll put you in connection with the rest of the world. This short message gives you an idea of the diversity of our beautiful region. Because of the images taken here, we're taken only a few kilometers apart. We look forward to welcoming you to our region, the Overberg, and to the best of our abilities, we will support your investment in our region. Thank you very much.
At the southern tip of Africa lies an ancient land called the Overberg, cradled by mountains and rivers, where two oceans merge and swirl. Nature, the vibrant abundance of species, where the noble giants bask and the tiniest insects forage in worlds of flowers. Coastline shaped by storms, where the various languages of the oceans meet. As the golden rays settle on this wild land, you close your eyes and feel at home. The trees, the beaches, the mountains and the plains, all marvelous. As you learn to look, to feel, to love my beautiful Overberg.
Good day. I am Harold Clufas, Executive Mayor of the West Coast District Municipality. The West Coast, with its unique character and attractions, has positioned itself as one of the most popular tourist destinations in the Western Cape. Bordering the Atlantic Ocean and stretching over 400 kilometers from Swartland in the south to Matsikama in the north, the West Coast is certainly one of South Africa's most scenic regions. Experiences such as birdwatching, hiking trails, adventure sport locations, cultural diversity, and a kaleidoscope of veld flowers in season combined with a picturesque landscape is what makes the West Coast one of a kind. So, if you are looking to film unique, high quality, and world-class footage, make the West Coast your film and media destination of choice. I thank you.
About the Cape West Coast. The Cape West Coast is recognized and visited as a region of the Western Cape and offers unique tourism experiences, utilizing its natural assets, regional hospitality, and proximity to existing markets and its gateway opportunities. It focuses on retaining present markets as well as developing new marketing opportunities and is well known for its distinctiveness. We are a part of a sustainable and viable industry which is market-driven and contributes to the improvement of the quality of life of all the communities of the West Coast region. Let's explore the 5 regions of the Cape West Coast. In the north, we have the Machikama region. These includes the Ebenezer, Papendorp, Klaver, Strandfontein, and Doringbaai towns. Machikama boasts a wonderful destination from which to explore the southern Namaqualand. Here you'll find vast unspoiled beaches, whales in season, rugged mountains with beautiful waterfalls, endless horizons, clear skies with bright stars, clear invigorating air, globally acclaimed wines, traditional food and real dancing. This area is a kaleidoscope of veld flowers in season. The Cederberg region includes the towns of Citrusdal, Glen William, Elandsbaai, Graafwater, Lambert's Bay, Leopoldville and Wuppertal. The region offers a rich natural heritage, fruit-filled villages, towering mountains, and a unique coastal area which offers the surfing waters of Elandsbaai and the excellent restaurants. The beautiful Olifants River Valley, with its snaking irrigation canals, sustains a large citrus industry, which is the hive of activity during the winter harvest time. This is also rooibos tea country and the only place in the world where this healthy beverage grows naturally. The Bergrivier region. This region includes the towns of Aurora, Eendekale, Goedverwacht, Piketberg, Porterville, Riedlinghuis, Veldrif, and Wittewater. The Bergrivier sub-region is named after one of the major rivers of the Western Cape. The Bergrivier starts in the Franshoek Mountains and eventually flows into the Atlantic Ocean at Veldrif. Explore Bergrivier, a colorful and diverse destination with birdwatching, hiking and angling, and experience the perfect combination of nature and tranquility. The Saldanha Bay region includes the towns of Hopefield, Jacobsbaai, Langebaan, Paternoster, St. Helena Bay, Saldanha, Vredenburg, and the West Coast National Park. Discover the Cape West Coast Peninsula, a region celebrates for its warmth and hospitality, extraordinary sights and sounds, and delicious cuisine. Bask in the tranquility, relaxation, and endless summers. While soaking up the sun on the beach, join nature lovers from around the globe who flock to the region when the wildflowers explode into kaleidoscopic carpets for as far as the eye can see. The Swartland region. This region includes the towns of Darling, Malmesbury, Moorreesburg, Korenburg, Riebeek Valley, and Eiserfontein. More sunshine, more space, more soul. All of these await the traveler in the Swartland region, the gem in the jewel box of the Western Cape. Here the visitor can find a range of leisure and adventure activities, accommodation that ranges from comfortable to luxurious, excellent foods and wines, and a concentration of arts, history and culture that would be hard to match anywhere. There are numerous films and adverts shot on location within the Cape West Coast. Films include Young Ones, the Red Sea Diving Resort, The Maze Runner, Death Cure, as well as Monster Hunter to be released in 2021. TV series include Troy, Fall of a City, The Last Post, and Searchers. Commercial shot in location Lipton Tea, Timothy Shampoo, and the newly released VW ad. Stills include stills for Playboy, Top Billing, and Bushmills Whiskey. Please find for your attention the contact person for film permits at your local West Coast municipality.
My voice is inescapable, follows you around. That feeling so untraceable connects the lost to found. Everybody together, we are one beating heart. To the summer surrender, all our troubles are gone, so we start. All the colors of the sun shine on everyone. All the colors of the sun shine on everyone. All the colors of the sun shine on everyone. All the colors of the sun shine on everyone. There's a world to explore. There's a world to explore. There's a world to explore. There's a world to explore.
And it is my honor and my privilege to welcome you all today at the Western Cape Locations webinar hosted by Wesgro and DDAT. The Cape Winelands District Municipality is the most beautiful destination. It is with pleasure that I share some of our secrets with you today. This area covers around 23,000 square kilometers and is situated between the West Coast District Municipality and the Overberg Coastal District Municipality, and also in the south we border the city of Cape Town.
Following 10 films were shot in the Cape Winelands. Just to mention a few names: Jim Button and Luke, the engine driver, Motherland, Project 38, The Last Phase, and then the well-known Afrikaans film For Altyd. And then a few TV series were also shot in our area, with the well-known Doctor Who, Mankind, Of King and Prophets, Outcast, Our Grill, Black Sails. And then this area is also known for a few TV commercials, like for instance the International Chevy, Dakin, Falke, Lipton. And then there was also a few stills shot in our area by well-known companies like Media 24, Sari, Winter, Whites, Net Porter, to mention a few names. Then we are definitely, we offer the landscape that is suitable for films. We've got this beautiful vineyards, open spaces, rivers and mountains, which is well known, the Cape Winelands is well known for, as well as world-class infrastructure already established and developed, like for instance your established railway lines, for connectivity, roads and dams, to mention a few. And then this area is rich in architecture as well as cultural history. So people can come because we got this luxury hotels that we offer, luxury accommodation, as well as area that is rich of religious buildings and historic buildings. And then lastly, just to say that the following people can be contacted for after this, the city of Drakenstein, as well as then the 4 local municipalities like your Langeberg, your Breda Valley municipality, Witzenberg municipality, and Stellenbosch municipality.
We have something for all in our area, whether you are a film producer or a location scout, or a family of mountain bikers, foodies, birders, campers, glampers, or wine, or gin, or beer, or brandy connoisseurs, or a couple searching for that perfect wedding spot. The Cape Winelands District has options that will suit your needs and your pockets. We have 1,000 things to do, and then some wine.
Welcome to the Cape Winelands, A little piece of paradise nestled among the mountains of Stellenbosch, Drakenstein, Langeberg, Witzenberg, and the Breda Valley. This magnificent area, covering more than 300,000 hectares, is internationally renowned as one of the great winemaking regions of the world. As you will see, this is just the tip of the iceberg. We like to say, there are 1,000 things to do, then some wine. Our journey begins in the historic town of Stellenbosch, just a short 35 kilometers from Cape Town International Airport. The Stellenbosch region is one of the most prestigious historic wine regions of the world and is famous for its beauty. A visit to any of the region's memorable historic homes and museums will leave a lasting impression. Penil and the neighboring villages in the Dwars River Valley are nestled at the foot of the Simonsberg Mountains. The roots of the valley go back to 1843, but more recent history reflects the last few years of Nelson Mandela's imprisonment at this minimum security prison. The undisputed gourmet capital of the Cape Winelands is Franschhoek, and it remains quaintly reminiscent of its French Huguenot roots. The charming Main Street is a riot of stylish shops, galleries, street cafes, and restaurants. Less formally, you might prefer a ride in the mountains and through the vineyards before tucking into a sumptuous picnic and enjoying a wine tasting experience. Accommodation is well catered for, and there are numerous extremely comfortable and stylish guest houses in the area. Extends into the Drakenstein region. Cradled between Paarl Mountain and the towering De Toyskloof mountain range lies the town of Paarl. It was here that the foundations of one of the world's youngest languages, Afrikaans, were laid. As with most towns in the Cape Winelands, there is an excellent range of accommodation that offers you a true home-away-from-home experience. Travelling along the N1 from Paarl towards Worcester, you are presented with a choice of two routes to traverse the De Toyskloof Mountains. The most direct route will take you through the Huguenot Tunnel. A popular alternate route will take you over the majestic De Toyskloof Pass. When you reach the other side of the mountain range, the beautiful Breda Kloof unfolds before you. It is the largest of the Western Cape's fruit and wine-producing valleys. The picturesque town of Rawsonville lies hidden amidst the vineyards of this region. Famous for its fly fishing, Breda Kloof is an area of endless outdoor adventure and family fun. Worcester is the most centrally situated town in the Breda Valley. The town is very quaint, with gabled buildings and water running in furrows along tree-lined streets. There are numerous well-appointed guest houses and many good restaurants. You can experience the diversity of our flora here, featuring fine examples of various fynbos varieties, a sight not to be missed. There's a living open-air museum where candles, bread, and a white spirit brandy called Witblitz are still made in the traditional way, and flour is ground by watermill. For health and wellness, mineral hot springs are located just outside Worcester. Adventure tourism is extremely well catered for around here. You can go on a genuine safari and see Africa's Big Five. The Breda River offers all kinds of outdoor activity options, including swimming, water skiing at the yacht club, and even partying and having a really good time on a genuine riverboat. For the more physical among you, you can paddle your own canoe or spend a couple of languid days river rafting. A little further along the N1, in the middle of the Hex River Valley, lies De Durance, one of the centres of South Africa's world-famous table grape industry. This area is also an adventure tourist's paradise. Mountain biking is very popular here, as is 4x4 trailing and hiking. Guided eco-tours provide the ideal adventure to truly enjoy the scenic beauty of the Breede Valley. Turning onto the famous Route 62 heading away from Worcester, you'll arrive in the town of Robertson in the Langeberg region. A wealth of outdoor experiences is on offer along the banks of the Breede River, including cruises, hiking trails and river rafting. For the seriously brave, how about trying a tandem parachute jump? In Robertson, you can. Travel through the spectacular Kochmanskloof Pass, Montague will unfold before you as a charming whitewashed village. With its clean country air, hot mineral springs and majestic mountain surrounds, it offers all year-round activities and world-famous rock climbing sites. The road winds through the mountains and then along Mitchell's Pass, where you enter the Witzenberg region. Ceres is home to some of South Africa's finest fruit farms, and the outlying regions offer a wealth of cultural and heritage sites. Adventure tourism is well catered for, particularly in the nearby Matruisburg Nature Reserve. Youngsters revel in the opportunities to go quad biking, tree climbing and hiking. It's an ideal family adventure holiday venue, with 4x4 trails meandering across the mountains. Close to Ceres, there's plenty of opportunity for mountain biking or camping out in these rondavel-styled huts. You can even practice your scrambling skills in some pretty tough terrain. Visitors can travel through the Gedu Pass and then continue to the exciting Kachakama. This is home to some of the last remnants of a proud people, the San Nation. Some excellent examples of sandrock art are to be found here. In the valley on the other side of this mountain range lies Tilbach. Tilbach has a wealth of Cape Dutch architecture. There are 32 restored buildings on Church Street alone that are national monuments, a number of which house interesting exhibits. Cheesemaking goes organic in Tilbach and offers outstanding value for money. Cheers! Tilbach is also known for a number of excellent restaurants. Accommodation varies from the basic and comfortable to the frankly opulent and luxurious. And there's even something completely different, tree houses. Tilbach is a popular venue for those looking for a romantic travel experience. Your every whim is catered for, and you can relax in style with a spa treatment, enjoy romantic dining, and sleep in unbridled luxury.
My voice is inescapable, follows you around. That feeling so untraceable connects the lost and found. Everybody together, we are one beating heart. To the summer surrender, all our troubles are gone, so we start.
Hi everybody, my name is Penny Randall and I'm the film shoot manager for the V&A Waterfront. Most of you have worked with me, so you will know of me or have heard my name in the industry. Details for our application process are all online, so I'm not going to go through that with you. My presentation that I've sent in will have those details on it for you as well. But I'd love to talk more about the type of venues and activities that we have here, which will be great. We have, for example, colourful stairs, which are very different for your shoots, especially the fashion shoot or the film shoots. We have Dollarson, we have graffiti walls, we have the skate park and the basketball courts, which people love at Battery Park. It's got beautiful green area and Table Mountain shot in the background. We also have interesting and historical buildings and our yachts. We have some beautiful yachts that visit the waterfront, as well as those that are berthed here as tenants. And then, as I say, you've got Robben Island and plenty sea in the background for any of your shots and our walking and run route. So generally, we have stunning views in the waterfront, so we would love to see you do some of your filming in the V&A. And then we are also very proud to announce that we've done some fantastic films here. We've had Invictus, we've had 24 Hours to Live, and then we've had quite a few series, Dominion, Die Waterfront, the Crown series, and Kissing Booth, to name a few. They've been great, and we thank everyone in the film industry that has brought all of those to us. We love having you here. Then accommodation, we have 12 hotels where you can bring all your directors or producers that are traveling. We have some also for crew, so we can stay at the City Lodge or one of the lower ones for the crew. And then we have Port's Edge and Breakwater apartments, as well as Marina residential run under Village and Life. And they are also affordable for groups of crews and people that need to stay. Offices, we do have office space, however limited, so that once you speak to me, I can check for you at the time if there's offices. And we also obviously have Silverline Studios if anyone needs to do any video editing or work in studio. So please get hold of me if you need to. I'd love to hear from you. And thank you so much and have a great day.
At the tip of Africa, where the ocean and the land meet,
there is a space where many worlds come together.
A space where we can hold onto the bonds that unite us, despite the distance between us.
This energy of togetherness is indestructible, no matter the challenges we face.
Because the separation we faced yesterday makes our hearts grow closer today.
Here, your favorite neighborhood awaits you.
Inspired to reconnect you with the things that make you feel alive.
Here, we celebrate our closeness by keeping our distance.
Here, our worlds come together.
Building an airport, a mall, a train station.
Maybe it's an office block or a hotel. Well, it's been all of those in film, but in real life, this is Cape Town International Convention Centre, an open stage for the perfect film or photo shoot.
Let's start at Coffee on the Circle.
Our restaurants are the perfect backdrop for scenes of intimate coffee chats or business lunches, and a great setting for your next corporate portfolio photo shoot.
Near the coffee shop are these dual escalators.
Imagine a tearful airport goodbye, a frantic rush through a mall, a knowing glance between hotel guests.
The escalators provide access to our curved glass sky bridge.
It's an innovative location for chase scenes and those involving boarding or disembarking from aeroplanes.
Need a pub, an ops room, a call center? Let your set designer loose on any of our small and large meeting rooms.
And then, of course, there are our exhibition halls. Acres of dividable column-free space with ceilings and floors that can hold 3,000 kilograms a square meter.
Green screen required? We've got you covered.
Our green screen studio is equipped with the latest state-of-the-art technology.
And how about this for a bird's eye view for a mall shoot or lobby scene?
This is the CTICC2 atrium. See the large triple volume spaces filled with natural light. Lighting directors love the space.
Whether you're shooting a car chase or a new launch, what better backdrop could you ask for when showcasing it on the road?
Get the close-up from CTICC2 as the vehicle speeds past on the adjacent highway.
Here's our elevator pitch.
These clear-cut glass lifts provides the ideal space for shooting those rom-com elevator scenes. Our underground parking lot is just waiting for your next pursuit or your next fashion shoot. Imagine a shoot location with all this, plus views from Table Mountain over the city to the sea. Our rooftops are the perfect spot for sweeping panoramic shots. The CTICC has your shoot locations all wrapped up. Come and explore the options. Give us a call today and set up your scout time. CTICC, where exceptional meets extraordinary.
I'm Marlene Leroux from Cape Town, Artscape Theatre Centre in South Africa. Artscape is synonymous with theatre in Cape Town and has staged many world-class productions over the years. There is, however, another side to the venue that many may not know about, and that is starring in a number of well-known movies and series, such as Homeland, Safe House, and Lord of War. When the lockdown COVID-19 was implemented, all the production and filming activities had to cease in line with the regulations. As the lockdown levels changed, Artscape started making spaces available to artists to come and record their productions that they can go and broadcast on a channel of their choice. This, however, is subject to compliance with all government regulations and specifically our standard operating procedures. Film shoots, it's now your time. Following changes in government regulations, Artscape is once again in a position to consider bookings for film shoots. This is subject to compliance with all government regulations and provided that film companies are self-sufficient. Important to note that bookings can only be considered once the relevant filming permit is obtained from the City of Cape Town. For more details, go to our website www.artscape.co.za. Let's make it together. Let's make the arts work in a different way during COVID-19, but let us service our people and let us give work to our artists and to our filming industry.
The
Artscape Theatre Complex in the heart of Cape Town's central business district is a home for the performing arts and a driving force for creative excellence, promoting social cohesion amongst all communities, providing an artistic platform for actors, musicians, singers, dancers, and artists. Artscape is an artistic home to all.
It is such an honor and a privilege for me to work in a space that is every single day changing. And it's a space that we use the arts as a vehicle to look at social cohesion, to look at humanity, to look at how we can bring people together from all walks of life, different languages, different cultural backgrounds, different geographical backgrounds, and especially from different religious backgrounds. It is important for Artscape to bring our people together because of the background that we come from. The arts is about our humanity. The arts connects our souls to our bodies, to others, and to spread hope to the world, to giving hope to young people that amidst a pandemic, we can still pick ourselves up and say, we're forging ahead and we can do it.
The COVID-19 pandemic brought a temporary silence to this most vibrant place. We might be silent now, but soon Artscape will once again take center stage in its role of building bridges, linking all the communities of Cape Town.
I'm Julia, representing NALA, an association of location companies, and we service the South African market for commercials, film, and the stills industry. When lockdown happened, we realized we needed to make some big changes, but we have realized we're way more efficient. We're ready to be working again. We've analyzed all our systems. We're actually super excited about what we have to offer the industry, and we've made some adjustments to make sure we have the right locations on our books for the industry to come. With remote shooting, we found that 80% of our locations have very fast connectivity, i.e. fiber, and are very happy for the production to dial into that while they're on location. Our biggest priority is to make sure that everybody sticks to the COVID-19 protocols to make sure that everybody on location feels safe. We've implemented quite a few things with regards to shooting on location. One is that before the time the place is sanitized and the areas are demarcated specifically for where the shoot is going to take place. The location owner obviously needs to feel safe whilst on set, so we have these demarcated areas that have been cleaned. We do ask that you bring in your own toilets and things like that, but obviously all the crew are wearing masks and using sanitizer whilst on set. And then afterwards we have a professional cleaning company that comes in and sanitizes the space so that the family feels safe afterwards to use their home. We've had a handful of shoots where we've put all of these things in place and everybody worked incredibly well together and was very respectful and everybody was happy after the shoot. Location-wise, we are ready.
Hi guys, welcome. Good morning, good evening. Don't know where you are in the world. My name is Chris Kluter. I'm a location scout, unit manager, and a location manager in the South African film industry. I'm based in Cape Town and I basically work all over the world, also a lot in South Africa, especially the Western Cape. Now, obviously with COVID-19 slowing down, a lot of work in Cape Town has been quite difficult. And we've had to make plans to make it work. And I must say, I've been very successful since level 4. I've actually been working. I've done 6 weeks of scouting for a local TV drama, which we started filming about 12 days ago. And we still have another 8 shoot days to go. So a 19-day shoot in August, in the middle of COVID-19 lockdown, going very well. Obviously, we have to stick to the COVID regulations, and all protocols are in place. The Western Cape is an amazing location to be filming. It has such a diverse location bank of various locations that can copy or match anything in the world, from Franschhoek to Cape Town to Long Street to Breer Street. We've got national parks that are absolutely amazing. We just need a bit more lead time with them, maybe 2 weeks to get permits and processes through. But in the general, the film office works on a 72-hour turnaround. Car shoots normally a week on turnaround. And it is actually very, very easy manageable to film in the Western Cape. There's such great locations and great policies in place to make filming easier and more possible. As long as you cross the T's and dot the I's, you wouldn't have a problem getting permits. Making use of local fixers, local location scouts, unit managers, transport managers, people that can get things done on the ground, as we know the lay of the land, and also we know how to handle permit officers and the various municipalities. A few years back, I shot a massive reality show for Amazon in Knysna, which has their own film office, and it's a gorgeous, beautiful location. I've done a big range of shows, from The Bachelor for the UK, The Bachelor for Germany, The Bachelor from Netherlands, The Bachelor for Poland. About 18 Fear Factors have been filmed in Cape Town. UK Love Island was recently filmed here. I've done 4 Master Chefs in Cape Town. Out of the country, I've done a few Survivors for South Africa, for Denmark, Sweden, Norway, their version, which is called Robinson. But as a location, the Western Cape is simply amazing. And we have a lot of skilled people here that could really assist in making your production work in Cape Town or in one of the areas in our province, wherever you need to go. Most of the municipalities are all geared up with their rules and their protocols, especially in this time with COVID-19. It has become quite important to make sure we stick to these regulations, and of course the very simple policy of safety comes first is very, very important. I think our crews are geared for it, and our crews are some of the best in the world, and we would love it if you bring your work to South Africa. It being such an amazing locations in the Western Cape, and a lot of people are working very hard to make sure we can film and we can operate. So please keep us in mind when you do your next pitch and you're thinking of where to shoot your movie, your reality show, your commercial, your TV drama. Cape Town's open for business, and the Western Cape is open for business, and we would love to have you guys come to us in Cape Town and film with us. Have a great day, and yeah, get hold of us. And let's see where we can help you make your project come true.
Well, thank you, Team Wesgro, for putting that show reel together. Back and introducing one more presentation before we open for general discussion with the amazing mandate holders for all these beautiful locations. We're very pleased to have many of those presenters here in person. But first, I'm just going to introduce one of the skilled people in this province to speak to our joint project where we digitize the locations manual online, and you'll find some of the contact details in some of these videos hopefully connected directly there. Rudy, Rek, over to you.
Hi, Monica. Wow, what a visual feast that's been. So I've unfortunately opted to do this live, so it's probably not going to be as smooth as my other colleagues. But what an incredible background to the Western Cape, and I'm so pleased that Wesgro is assisting all the regions to highlight all the incredible diversity that we have within this province. My name is Judy Rick. I've been in the film industry for about 26 years. My day job at the moment is as a CEO of a company called Fiverr, Film Industry Visa Assistance. I'll quickly just briefly speak about that because it relates to locations and our industry generally. We are very pleased that obviously that our borders have opened on the 1st of October. Fiverr has been involved with the Department of Home Affairs and partnered with the department since 2014, and since then we've brought in about 50,000 filmmakers from just over 180 countries for the overwhelming majority of South African film production companies. We've got an incredibly good relationship with the department, and now with the borders reopening, that relationship's being established, and already just this week, 3-4 days after, well, a couple of days after the borders reopened, we've already got in excess of 12 projects which have confirmed to come into the country again. So really good news, and we're definitely welcoming all our international clients back safely and responsibly. As far as the location manual is concerned, I will just quickly share a screen. Right. My apologies. Right. I'm just quickly checking what's going on with my share screen. The website seems to be it was all perfectly fine, obviously. Right. Okay, so look, perhaps Monica, one of you would like to just share the location manual screen. For some reason, I'm battling to get through to my web page there. The location manual, which is locationmanual.com, www.locationmanual.com. There you go. Thanks, Lisa. This website was established a couple of years ago in conjunction with Wesgro. And you know, I've been a consultant in the film industry previously for quite a number of years, and I just found that it's really important, yes, to be part of an association, etc. But for me, knowledge is really the key here, because we need to be able to have free access to all of the information which protects our locations, and so having that information locked up within, you know, behind an association or to a limited group of people, in the end is not going to assist our industry in growing. Because the last thing we want to do is to have someone that might not be a part of the association or might not know the rules to go and perhaps, you know, break the law or, you know, inadvertently or damage a location because they don't know all the rules out there. So this website is basically gives you a good background as to our authorities. Lisa, yeah, I'll go through with you now what we should click on, but it just gives you a good background as to where we are in the Western Cape, and it gives you the contact details of the people that you should chat to. A lot of them have got, you know, the guidelines. It links to websites. So for instance, Lisa, if you then go to, for instance, national authorities, and you click on, let's say, sandparks. So you will then get the contact details of sandparks. If you then click on, say, the read more link, it should then take you straight to the sandparks website, which then gives you all of their regulations, etc. So yeah, we can just go back to the manual again. For me, I'll obviously, after all these brilliant presentations that we've seen today, I'll ask permission from the different regions that we include these presentations. You know, you could go to City of Cape Town, which isn't in today's presentations, but to give you an idea, they're incredible partner of ours, and where the overwhelming majority of filming takes place within our province. And you'll see, you know, the contact details for the office there. You can go to the online permits link, and you'll see that will take you straight to their it will take you straight to their link. We can go back again, Lisa, thanks. And then another one, obviously, because we are busy with the Garden Route Film Festival at the moment, if we go to their page, which will be under local municipalities, then Garden Route, and you can go down to the bottom, a little bit lower down, you'll see that there's a link to the Garden Route Film Commission. Incredible work that region has done. And, you know, this is really what we want. We want everybody to have all the information at their fingertips, so that even if you are looking at South Africa as an option, and the Western Cape as an option from overseas, you immediately know who it is you should be speaking to, what the rules and regulations are. And so we really encourage not just our partners within the regions, but also location managers and production companies. If you see that there's something on here that's outdated, perhaps, please give me an email. You'll see on the under contacts there, my contact details are there. Nobody ever pays for any. This is not a monetized site. It's usually you don't pay to advertise here, and we don't charge people to look at the site. And this obviously links then back with the incredible work in the print media that Wesgro has done with their booklet. Yeah, so really what I'm asking is that the regions make contact with me, have a look at what I've got up for you. Let's get some more imagery on there. I'd love to include your videos. And if there are private, private locations that would like to be included, the more information we have here at everybody's fingertips, the better. Thank you, Monica. Apologies for the errors in the beginning.
Oh, it had to happen. Gremlins are what we're used to in Zoom land. And I think it just makes us more human. And I just want to comment on your beautiful background as a way to start the conversation. Can you just let us know where in the province this is? Because you're highlighting a beautiful region.
Yeah, I live in Napier in the Overberg, and so I'm very proud of our region. A couple of weeks ago, we had a webinar where I had the beautiful canola up, but the canola has now stopped flowering. So this is kind of what our wheat looks like at the moment, and our farmers are incredibly excited. It looks like this is going to really be a bumper year for farming, but what a beautiful place to live.
Yeah, I agree. Everywhere. Why work from home when you can work from the Western Cape? Is, you know, I mean, there's something about living and working in this region. The air is so wonderful, and the light. So, and it's our beautiful season coming up. Our summer is long days and beautiful clear nights to see the stars, because it is our dry season, but our dams are full. And I'm sure that's why our agriculture is so happy. I'm going to open a round of questions. I just would like to hear everybody's comments about each other's presentations, because I think you'll agree with Rudy that they were pretty spectacular. I'd like to go in the order of the, just as a round to open the discussion. So I'll ask the representative from each of the presentations to comment on each other's presentations. And so we're going to start with the Garden Route Film Commission, because they were the first, and Karen is representing them now. Thank you.
Great, thank you, Monica. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for that beautiful video. It was quite a show off for the area. I think Rudy covered on our website a bit of what we are doing and what we're offering. I think we're there to help with the permits and the crew, the locations, the catering, and the transport for the whole area. Yeah, and my details will be on the screen. If there's any feedback or comments or questions afterwards, you can contact us directly. And any other questions from everyone?
Thank you. And there are questions going into the box. So our participants keep going up, and that's nice that they're sticking around for our questions. Regina, over to you for Cape Overberg. How did you find this session?
This was amazing for me. And the other factor is that Rudy is from Napier. It's the first time that I hear Rudy is from Napier, and it's actually Cape Overberg. So now my worries is gone because Rudy's going to assist us. I'm in Bredasdorp, about 21 kilometers away from Rudy. So I'm proud of that Cape Overberg has a person like Rudy. Thanks so much. That is all from my side.
Thanks, Regina. Wonderful. And Rudy, maybe you want to say something back to that lovely comment.
Thank you, Gina. Yes, I will. I've got some time this afternoon. Maybe I'll pop in for some tea, if that's okay.
Yes, we're allowed to do that now.
Thanks, Rudy.
Our next presentation came from the Cape West Coast, and Gershel is going to just say hi and that he's here. Hi, Gershel.
Hi, Monica and team. Thank you for this opportunity to showcase what the West Coast has on offer. I just want to say that film is something new to us as a tourism department, but we have seen the opportunities as some of our municipalities already have film and media within their regions, and we need to work with regards to the admin processes. They already have that in place. We need to latch onto that, and also the rural municipalities offer unique off the beaten track attractions and locations for film, and we should have a faster turnaround time for from our urban municipalities for film permits and everything. And also that's a great opportunity to market our region's offerings while generating an income for the region as well. So we can definitely learn from our peers as well. We have good relationships with our fellow regions, and we will definitely touch base as some of the presentations was very good. So thank you from my side.
Brilliant, Gershel, thank you. And our next presenter was actually in the film as well. It's Pietie, over to you from the Cape Winelands.
Good morning again. Thank you very much, colleagues. And also to Wesgro, thank you for this opportunity. I must say, as a newcomer to this area, I was seriously blown away. That was what they called mind-blowing. And I was seriously impressed. As all of us is now on the recovery path, so to say, you know, as we move post-COVID-19, we want actually, as you know, we've also seen we've got a lot to offer. And we even have more other, what is called the hidden gems. So please, as we are on our way to recovery, we would welcome and we can offer even more. So thank you very much from my side. I was seriously impressed. Thank you.
Yes, seriously impressed is definitely the feeling I have as well, Pietie. Cape Karoo is represented today by the Director of Corporate Strategic Support. JJ and Barbara are two people actually, so that's looking forward to hearing from you. Thank you.
Hi Monica, hi everyone. Thank you for the opportunity. Mr. Jonkers unfortunately had to leave for another engagement, but from our side we would like to say thank you to Wesgro for this opportunity. It's nice to see all the familiar faces. Mr. Williams, he was one of the MMs, Gershel, Gina, even Rudy. I've seen Rudy at the Cape Town International when you had the film festival or something last year there. At the moment, our tourism post is currently vacant, but we've learned so much just from all the showcasing that you guys have done. And I hope we will see more of this kind of engagements in future, so that we can learn from one another and improve what we have currently and make it excellent. So thank you very much from our side.
Very well said, Barbara. And I'm sorry it ran over and Mr. Jonkers had to leave, but you're there in spirit. And in fact, I'll have to say that everyone here is always available or find somebody to touch base very quickly. Some of the things that I took away were the incredible spirit of working together. And you can't do that any better than when you look at how our three private areas, the V&A Waterfront, the Cape Town International Convention Center, Artscape, all presented themselves. So I'll go then to Penny just to say hello, that she is here, and get her feeling of how it was to showcase such a huge private facility to the industry this way, together with the districts.
Thank you, everybody, and thanks, Monica, and thanks for the webinar. It's fantastic. I can only say that we are very proud to be part of Cape Town. I think all the presentations were fantastic. I think it's brilliant we're doing this. And I'm very, very proud that the V&A Waterfront is part of this. We've got such a beautiful venue, as everybody knows, which is part of Cape Town and the Western Cape. Seeing all those beautiful canola fields and everything where you travel in the Western Cape is fantastic. So I'm very excited to take it further and see what else we can do to work with the industry as we always have. So thank you to everybody and good luck in all your things. I hope all the film shoots come and book us all, and we have a wonderful time this year going into next year. Thank you.
Marvelous, Penny. I'll have to say that the V&A Waterfront is also one of the busiest tourism attractions in the world, and that you make room for film at the same time is very special. And that you have studios there as an exemplar of all the great studios in the province. We have amazing sound studios, recording studios, the Cape Town Film Studios, the Atlantic Film Studios, the list just goes on and on and on. And the Waterfront Studios, Silverline Studios that are based at the V&A are exemplars of that. Moving on to Bianca from Cape Town International Convention Center, another fantastic, I mean, that video was just spectacular. How is your impression of this session so far?
Hi, Monica, and hi, everybody. I just want to say thank you for including us in this. I concur with everybody else. It's such a fantastic opportunity for us to come together like this to showcase what everybody has to offer. And I mean, I'm so proud of our city, Cape Town. There's so much that we have to offer here. And it just proves that, you know, we're a prime location for film shoots, feature films, and everything. So we're here to help. I've been really impressed by the session and everybody's videos. It's so amazing. I myself have been inspired to maybe go explore around the city as well to see what's on offer as well for myself. But I mean, really, really great. And I'd like to commend everybody as well. Great job on your videos and your presentations. Hopefully we can all work together to make sure that we can assist all of the film directors, location managers with their next possible shoot. I'll also include some more details in the chat box if you need to contact us, but thank you so much.
Thanks, Bianca. Yes, I encourage everyone to put their contact details in the chat box, but of course they are also all on the Location Manual website as well, so you're not forgotten. Or you can download it from our book, download our book from our Wesgro website, and of course, all your contact details are in there too. Thanks, Bianca. Brilliantly said, and thanks for remembering to cut your details into the chat box. Now we're going over to the CEO of Artscape, Dr. LaRue. Amazing. I must say I got emotional watching all of the art because I'm a big fan of theater. But thank you for opening for film before, obviously, you open back up for theater per se. And over to you and your amazing work. I can't wait to hear what you felt of the previous speakers.
Monica, I realize once again we are a world in one. And especially showcasing our districts. We are very privileged as Artscape because we're taking the theatre to the people every year, different districts that we have worked with. And it's about our people, it's about our culture, it's about our heritage. We're not just a building. And what is most important is that this partnership is that what I've experienced today, we're much more in sync with each other. And thank you for this particular platform because we now again can see how we can work together even further from this webinar. I just want to say that we are a government institution and the building are
we lease it from the provincial government. It is their building, and we're also working with the Cape Town City. But what is most important is that for the film shoots in particular, is that we can offer you the diversity of dances, the diversity of people, and the diversity of the location. So with all our partners sitting on this platform, you're actually getting a one-stop shop where it's going to be much more. For me, the effectiveness of this is that when you come from overseas or from all over, you actually can save money because you've got everything in this particular district. And it's not just the scenery, you've got the people, you've got the arts, and wow, you have the partnerships that we have showcased now today on this webinar. Thank you very much, Monica, and for everybody here. I feel so inspired and that we can do even more. Thank you.
Thank you, Marlene, and you are an inspiration. And I'll have to say the talent that you highlighted in your showreel was so spectacular. When people come here, it's not just locations. They have talent. We have feeder systems to find talent. The casting agents, we've had a number of these in our previous Garden Route International Film Festival webinars. But just when we watched your video and that closing scene with your team on the stairs, it was just really, really moving. And besides the talent, the live talent, the incredible circus acrobats with the zip zap, all the people that you work with across the province, we also have amazing stories here and hit books that are set in the districts, and some of those have already gone to film and TV, and we're hoping that more are in the, well, we know more are in the pipeline. So fingers crossed, when they're ready, they'll tell us all about it. And the other aspect of working in this region is that we work green, and the Cape Town International Convention Center actually has that green stamp of approval. And I know that your team work very much aligned to the new green status that we're all hoping to drive into everything we do. And yeah, thought leadership on steroids. Thank you so much. Okay, our last speaker live before we open and go back to Rudy is Julia from.
Hi, everybody. Much of what I wanted to say has been said. Bianca, Penny, thank you for showcasing your beautiful locations. I think that we're a good partner to what else has been showcased. And, you know, all the regions, as you said, I mean, honestly, you know, Cape Town as a region, or should I say that, you know, the Western Cape honestly has everything to offer. And I think, you know, aside from the locations, as you mentioned, the crew and the professional outlook that we have to the industry, I mean, I've heard we're the top 5 in the world. I think that we definitely are. I'd love to say we're number 1, but we're definitely up there with the best. And I think it's just great for, hopefully we have some international people online who can see what Cape Town has to offer. So thank you for this platform to showcase what we have. And obviously we're all very committed to, you know, getting back to work as quickly as possible, to getting back to work responsibly, professionally, and showcasing our talent. So thank you for this platform.
Thank you, Julia. We have had a series of 5 webinars. This is the last taking place at the Garden Route International Film Festival, and a number of these speakers spoke more in depth during those other sessions. One of the questions actually speaks to that. Now that we've had the intro to the locations, what's next for Film Friendly Province? I'll have to say the first webinar on this series had to do with film readiness. We worked with all the districts and the district unit. Our Wesgro district unit actually goes into the districts and makes them more investment ready and helps them with their marketing. So our team is right now in the Garden Route taking face-to-face meetings, working on landing major foreign direct investment and local direct investment expansions. And film is part of that. As Ilse van Schalkwijk said in her introduction to today's seminar, that we have to drive quick investment to restart the economic recovery. We've been very lucky that the COVID-19 happened during our winter, where normally we are as an industry in development planning. People do plan for a shutdown. Some people go and work overseas. Our incredible talented services people are globally relevant, as you heard from Chris, who couldn't be here. He's working, but he sent us that video, which he actually recorded in August, as you heard, because we were still planning when to land this major session. And I'm glad it took place now, a few days after we've opened for business as a country. The business visas, we've had been able to unlock quite a few during level 3 when we needed decision makers here, but now it's 5 are back to business, and thank goodness for that. So we can get industry that certainty that our talent can come here. Can we please have an open response to that question, whoever wants to just turn their mic on. But before we do that, how often is the film guide updated? Because it is a laid out document, we have done some digital updates, and the latest one is on website. But I would suggest that we all realize that the reason we put the location manual at the bottom of every page is because that is where the most current contact details will be. But at the moment, we're quite happy with this book, but it will be updated again in a big way this year. It's part of our COVID pivot. Speaking of COVID pivots, we did have our head of the Convention Bureau speak about the eventing pivot. We did have the head of the COVID Content Center, Judy Lane, talk about the recovery pivot for the Support Business website, which was launched just 2 days after the lockdown, and we've been able to help businesses. There is one more fund available for business. It closes on October 12th. So Western Cape businesses, if you didn't get any relief yet, there is one more fund open. David Manier, our MEC, from Economic Development and Tourism, did announce that 27 million Rand relief fund. So all of that, maybe my colleague can type that link into the chat box. But yeah, it's open now. So we have the interest to the locations. What's next for the film-friendly province? Does anybody want to have a go at that?
Monica, yeah. I mean, I think it's good that we've had that word came up, because in one of our previous webinars, as you said, you spoke of film readiness. And I think this is where we should start heading, because I think there's been, over the years, a bit of confusion around what film friendliness means. I said in our previous webinar, you know, to a producer, film friendliness means that I can phone you at 8 o'clock tonight and I'll be there tomorrow morning at 3 o'clock with 100 people and I can do what I want. Sometimes. And to some government officials, film friendliness means I can, with a big smile on my face, tell you, no, I can't help you. So the words film readiness, I think, is brilliant, because it shows that, you know, whatever we do needs to be done responsibly, and it needs to be done, we need to understand each other's processes and each other's procedures, and there needs to be a bit of give and take on both sides of the fence, because ultimately it's a partnership between us and whichever location you're going to be dealing with. So yeah, I mean, I suppose when you say what next, you know, we are ready to invite our international clients back to the country, and they are streaming in as we speak, and we're holding thumbs that everything holds the way it should as far as testing levels and counts, etc. go. But at the moment, things are looking very positive for this season coming up, and we really, yeah, I mean, it would be brilliant if we'd be able to get some productions out to the outlying areas. As far as, you know, I know Gershel spoke about having, you know, seeing that the processes should be quick. And this was one of the things we spoke about with the municipalities is, you know, how do we cut red tape, but again, do it responsibly. And those are conversations that Wesgro is having with the regions. And if not, then you're welcome to contact Wesgro, I'm sure.
Monica?
You're going to have to respond to that. Oh, hello. Hello. Sorry, I missed your hand. Go ahead, Doctor.
Monica, I think what is also a plus point for the Western Cape is that the Western Cape government is very much geared to all the procedures that we need to implement for COVID-19, which is a plus point for anybody that wants to come to the location as per se. The second factor is also our population of the Western Cape is also very geared to that we adhere to the SOPs, we adhere to all the regulations. And I think that is such a plus point for the Western Cape, that we have everything in place to be economic viable again. And that I want to say is a plus point that we on this platform, and if it goes out beyond this particular platform and the Western Cape, that we can really with surety say that we are ready for any form shoot, for any interaction when it comes to tourists, that they can feel that there is that assurance that we are ready. Thank you.
Yes, I think that is so well said, Marlene. And the national regulations that everybody's working towards have been collated by SASFED, the South African Federation. And that link will go into the chat next. But then you have to operationalize it per venue and per film office and per film commission. So I think our session on film readiness, the pivot to the impact, was very clear that our industry is working to the highest standards. And we do have a lot to think about, and safety is the first thing, but we're ready. We're really ready. And we have the proof being work already undergoing now with a lot of the big foreign direct investors and our local projects that were interrupted by COVID, then restarted when they were allowed, and all shot and now are in post. And I can't wait to see them. We saw My Octopus Teacher, we saw, which was shot in the Western Cape. It was finished in post and launched on September 7th in Netflix. And we also saw HBO Max series streaming globally on HBO Max and Hulu, or not Hulu, other streamers. It'll come to South Africa, but we saw the first episode and it was brilliant. And that also had to be finished during COVID post-lockdown, and it was fine. And a lot of the films like Blood and Water, we were able to enjoy that series, and we're hoping to see series 2 soon. So I think Gershel was spoken to, and I wonder if he just wanted to just respond to Rudy, and then we'll just open a quick conversation. But maybe we could also lead to closure if there's a lot of the questions have been answered, just so you know. PT was very quick to put the exact pin of some of the scenes in his film. Chantel got her answer. We got people posting in the chat box all their contact details. Thanks, Marlene. Thanks, Gershel. Thanks, Nadia, Julia. All right, over to you, Gershel.
Monica, I didn't get the question why internet connection is not that good. Can Rudy just repeat that for me, please?
Sorry, Monica, it wasn't really a question. What Gershel was saying was that he's seen through all of the presentations that they have to streamline the processes, and I was just agreeing with him because West Coast is very, very close, obviously, to Cape Town, where most of the work happens, and many of the productions do go out to the West Coast area. So it would be brilliant to be able to look at I know that the West Coast specifically, we're looking at their the film policy and their film bylaws, and how this links with the Spatial Management Act, the SPLUMA Act, and obtaining occasional use departures, and all of those scary words that I can see Julia's going to smile is very second, because this is something that we obviously challenge with Cape Town as well. But these are, in reality, you have to try and find a solution between what legislation says and what is practically possible. So, and ultimately, to start with, in the regions everywhere, it depends on, it normally is going to be triggered by a person that's really excited about and passionate about their region and wanting to drive this. But going forward, it would have to then translate into a film policy, because once that person leaves, you don't want all of that excitement and drive to just disappear. So you know, the regions are really encouraged to make contact with Wesgro to try and see that we can get your film policies, which would then translate into film bylaws down the line, which would then make it legally easier to allow film shoots at very short notice, etc.
I do agree with Rudy. Sorry, Monica, I do agree with Rudy on that. That was one of the questions I raised at the film readiness workshop that we had about 2 weeks ago about our film policy. We need to touch base with Wesgro on that, and then we can implement it from our side as well, and also touch base with Rudy and all the experts in this field, so that we can also be have a policy that then we are ready for when the location scouts come and also the film production companies.
Thanks, Rudy and Gershel. And I think, Karin, if you don't mind coming in, because you're a bit ahead of the curve down in the Garden Route. You've got the Garden Route International Film Festival, and you've got the Film Commission now and the Film Office. Maybe you could just speak about, it's not going to be overnight, but we do know this is a place that we have to head towards, because we want the film readiness to be based on policy eventually. And how are you managing that process? It's been a bit of a journey.
Yes, Patrick is our new chairperson, and I have to say made quite a big difference in the industry. I mean, he's been in the industry for more than 20 years. So the impact on our website and our locations that we've posted, it's actually a huge change from what we had last year, and since we started 3 years ago. I think the festival, because we had COVID, it was quite a big impact on the industry in this area as well. But we're getting more and more feedback, and international, especially via Patrick, because he's been involved with so many films worldwide that we actually exposed so much more the past 6 months. So Garden Route, yes, I think it was a hidden gem for such a long time, but we're getting more and more exposed with the festival and our new website and Patrick on board.
Fantastic. And everyone can link to all of these great districts and locations and associations via the locationsmanual.com website. Does anyone else have a hand up to say something before we start to wrap? Or do you want to start your wrapping comments? Because all the questions seem to be answered. There's one question about funding, and Garden Route Film Commission does give some funding for students and young filmmakers. Thank you for that. And that's normally what happens, is you want to pull people into the industry. And I think that did come out in Meet the Associations yesterday, that some of the municipalities want to work directly with the associations to get the filmmakers ready to join associations. And for that, you need some turnover of productions to give them that experience, to get them on the road to this great fourth industrial revolution industry, where a team can come in, set up a factory, build an intangible asset, and leave behind a lot of employment spend, a lot of spend on secondary services like great hospitality, food, even petrol and lumber when they have to build something, because they're not going to bring it from big shops in the city. They're going to buy it locally. So I think we have to recognize this is an industry that will go forward and grow. I see Barbara put her hand up.
Thanks, Monica. I just wanted to check. Obviously, like I've mentioned earlier, we don't have a tourism official now. JJ was the previous manager for tourism, but it's been vacant now for almost more than 5 years. So the tourism post lies within my department, but it's vacant. So what I wanted to check with you is, We know that the municipalities, the locals, handle all the land use issues, the zoning, the temporary departures that Rudy spoke about. But where does the responsibility of a policy lies? Is it at district level or is it at local level? I just wanted to get clarity on that issue because we want to get our house in order. And we really want to promote our areas beautiful. We have lots of open spaces, and I believe we have a lot of locations where film can take place. But we need to get the processes in place so that we know where to start and where to end. So I just wanted to check where the film policy is. It a district RTO level or is it local municipalities? Thank you very much.
So that's a great question, and it does belong with the mandate holders. So we have a specialist inside the department that is willing to work with you. Ansel Venter, who we work directly with in Ilse's department, can connect you to that team because it is embedded in regulation, which is not a Wesgro function. We're trying to get you all together to work behind the scenes, to be film ready and tell people how great you are. But in the end, this homework has to be done with the door closed and everybody aligning and your political principles also coming on board. And yeah, I realize that tourism has been picking up the slack in most places because it seemed like a natural fit, because they also do events which drive tourism. But film is not an event. Film is really an investment in local manufacturing. You just don't see the factory after people leave. So you really have to get your head around that. And the specialists in law will help you and will help you connect. Thank you. Petey, over to you.
Thank you very much. Let me also maybe, as part of the question posed by Barbara, try to maybe attempt to answer the question. Look, as district municipalities, it is our mandate to see to it that the whole of the district somehow develop, and especially that there should be a special focus on those areas that has been neglected over the years. So, but ultimately, to answer the question, you know, the ultimate approval lies with the local municipality, because right there is actually where they crafted these policies and these regulations refer to. But however, as district municipalities, we need to intervene if there is, you know, any stumbling blocks or people that any challenges. So I wanted to say we actually have a dual responsibility to see that no investor or no, you know, possible filmmaker is being chased away from your area.
Brilliantly said by our someone with a mandate to have those answers. Wesgro has to be very careful to make a happy place where people can have these discussions. This is being recorded for international audiences. So I really think that this behind the scenes discussion has been going on for about 3 years, Rudy, with the municipal workshops. Some of our municipalities are a little further ahead. They've been able to respond more quickly, but they're willing to help. And I think, Rudy, maybe you could just speak to the fact that in our film readiness, which is also recorded and now online, there was that solution offered that if province could help develop a sort of framework that people, maybe that's a technical term, maybe a cookie cutter approach that people could then look at and then rework and operationalize locally, it might help them speed up the process. But Rudy, maybe you could speak to that because you've been involved in these discussions as an industry professional.
Yeah, so Lisa, I mean, obviously, you know, creating film policies from scratch, especially for some of the outlying regions, might be quite scary because, so what we did recommend was that DDAT looks at maybe doing some overarching provincial film policy, which could be used as a template by the different regions, so that everybody's on the same page. Because obviously you're going to have your filmmakers are mostly based in Cape Town, and for them to be able to know that wherever they go in the Western Cape, generally the policy is going to be the same is brilliant. And that obviously translates to the amount of work that we're able to bring from overseas, because we are able to, with certainty, say that, yes, no problem, their policy aligns with what we used to, so we are able to film there. And so that's something that we did suggest to DDAT, and maybe I'm hoping that that's something that they would consider, because if they can give that template to the outlying areas that don't have that yet, obviously, you know, you could align it, you know, make some small changes, but the overarching idea is there. And again, you know, with government, policies are really important because it makes sure that the intent stays even when the people change. And so we have to be very careful that we don't rely on a single person to be driving something, because especially when it comes to government, because you as brilliant as some of them really are, if that guy retires, you're in big trouble. So that's why the policies are really important.
Great. Marlene?
I think it's very important that we, when we look at that, we want to expand not just the base of Cape Town, the injection. It is that whole blueprint that we're talking about, also to cut through the red tape much more easier. Sometimes it's the bureaucracy that lies in the way of economic development. So I like what Rudy is saying, so that we can be very clear. Secondly, I also would like to say, this is also what we're talking about. Economics is also on the ground. How can the people on the ground also benefit economically? There it comes with costumes, there it comes with extras, there it comes with set making. So it is set builders. So there we come in to assist, for instance, because we have a set builders department. We have a costume department for period costumes, for specific film costumes. So these are the things that we need to sell to the world, that we have all the seamstress that knows how to do it. And that is how we can also help local government in order to train the seamstress in these particular films, so that when we're scouting out there, we also say these are the skills that we have already, that they don't bring the skills only in, but we can benefit much more on a broader base. Thank you, Monica.
Well said, Marlene. And that's speaking to one of the questions from Anonymous on skills transfer. And I would make that a huge highlight for many of the discussions during lockdown. This is, as I said earlier, the winter season, and a lot of development, a lot of skills training. We saw some people pivot and go online with their skills training for crew, professionalize it, and become a globally relevant player. We also have major investments when the big shoots come here, and most of them drive transformation and skills transfer, and there's whole academies based on that. So there are ways to drive the film skills transfer. I know when a big shoot comes to town, they might use local businesses, but they do have to bring in their professional caterers. We've over the years made sure that those caterers not only had shadows, but now those caterers were able to open up their own and be recognized. And so it is a sort of ad hoc basis, especially for the smaller commercials and still shoots, but it's happening organically because people need people. Capacity needs to grow. But with the big shoots, it's being done very formally. And in fact, the latest training and skills transfer team was the green set, where we are needing more green eco people on set, and that training is starting I think in the last year it's been open green set. But we have the Film SA Academy. There's a number of other training academies. ICA runs the training academy that's attached to the Garden Route International Film Festival. But perhaps someone else would like to speak about this point from Anonymous. Maybe Karen, because your team and the Garden Route did drive those skills transfers for youth. And then maybe Marlene, because I think you already brought up the seamstresses. So Karen first and then Marlene. Thank you.
Thanks, Monica. Yes, we had a couple of training programs. We had training, from Cape Town and locally. But I think in the garden route, there's still a gap on, like you mentioned the seamstress. And so we mainly use, the crew and the teams from Cape Town. Hopefully that would change in the future, soon future. But it's also a great opportunity for us to collaborate with the rest of the Western Cape. So it's not a negative thing, it's quite a good thing. But, more and more training for our region as we grow will actually be wonderful from Cape Town regions as well. But it is still a gap in the garden route, definitely still a gap for us.
I think we have also, Monica, a lot of carpenters in our communities that has all the skills. They just need to be trained, skills transferred with set building. And that is so important, that we need to fit what skills do we need in the film industry, and with that we can map the training as per se, so that the districts that is on here, that it's not just urban that's going to benefit, but it's across the Western Cape as per se. Lastly, I want to say to the municipalities, because we work very closely with the municipalities, is that you need to look at your databases, and that is what I think with our next workshop, Monica, if we have another workshop, and that is where you have so many young people that is out of school currently, that's very much interested in arts and culture. They want to be on set. They think films is just about being famous. It's not just about that. That's all. There's also the technical side to that. There's the sound engineering, there's all of that. You all have skills budgets that you have. I know it's going to be cut, but let us now, we have a brand now, we want to invest in film because it brings in money, but we want to look at how do we match it with the proper skills that is out there. Thank you, Monica.
Sorry, I just want to add something to that. Marlene, you're right. We so focused on actors and actresses, we forget about the background and the technical guys that needs to be trained as well. So it's such a big injection if you think of the broader spectrum of a film or the filmmaking industry.
Okay, so we have one question that we can use to close the seminar. Anonymous, again, said, can each region name their USP for film? Just interested to hear. I would love that to be used as a final goodbye from everyone. And we'll end on the private property, but so we'll start with the districts. Who would like to go first? What's your USP for film? How would you say, come here? And then tied to that was another question, which is a bit of a negative, which is, how can we, they're basically saying creative competition for hosting will become evident as we grow and become more film ready. How could we ensure equal opportunities? That is an interesting conundrum, and it kind of bookends with the positive, because we don't want to be competing. We need to know our USP and be welcoming and ready, but there's always going to be competition. I don't think it's going to be that big a deal, because in the end, for the shoots, it'll be budget. And so it's about the USP. A film will come if they have to shoot there, because, you know, either Cape Town is busy and, you know, the beaches are closed for shooting because it's the tourist season, or because that shoot has to be in your district for various reasons. You know, they have to lock out a hotel for a full reality series, and they can't do that here. And so what's your USP, and how are you going to play nicely in the creative competitive field? Yeah, that's for the district. So whoever would like to go first, whoever feels excited like me, there we go, Gersh.
I posted in the chat box already. The Cape West Coast is just 1 hour's drive from Cape Town, as we mentioned. There's two well major well-conditioned highways. The R27 for the coastal side, as you mentioned, we have some of the best beaches. And then everybody knows the inland, the N7, which is our inland road. That's for your Cedarburg region, very popular film location as well. There's the 5 different regions. Each has their own identity, very diverse in culture and heritage, as well as for our Wesgro hospitality. We have award-winning restaurants ranging from your open-air seafood restaurants, a la carte sit-in, and also fine dining experiences. We have excellent and fine wines and olives, as well as craft beers, rolling wheat and canola fields, and flowers in season. Accommodation ranges from backpacking, basic, to luxury 5-star accommodation, and we are huge on adventure and water sports in the West Coast as well. That's just to name a few.
Yeah, thank you, Gershel. A lovely way to end. Thank you so much for all your participation here. Who would like to close off next with those 2 stimulating questions? I see Petey laughing. Yes, go ahead.
Obviously, to everybody out there, our best selling point actually is now we are the beautifulest, place on earth, so to say. That's our major selling point. Our location, surrounded with the mountains and the beautiful vineyards, and as I said, world-class, infrastructure. We are really already developed, and we are safe. You can come. We've got the best wine in the world, so to say, and we actually world renowned for our food and our diversity and our culture. So just to say, hashtag Cape Winelands is safe. Hashtag Cape Winelands is open. Thank you.
Oh, that's so cool. Thank you, Petey. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. And that kind of friendly competition is brilliant. I'm going to finish with the districts. I'm going to ask maybe Gina, are you available to speak? And then Barbara.
Yes, thank you. As we know by now that our canola fields is here, we have our wheatlands all in fully bloom now. We have also our mountains, our fynbos, our southernmost point in Africa, our nice golf courses like the Arabella. We have adventure sport. We have the 5 wine routes, which included the Cape Agulhas Triangle. Then we have the Elgin, Bottrefeer, Hermanus wine routes. So we have all for you. Come to the Overberg, join us now. The sea is beautiful, the mountains is beautiful. Thank you so much.
Oh, that was brilliant. Brilliant. I just want to go there now myself. All 3 locations. Don't worry, don't worry. Right, who's next? Barbara, please.
Wow, everybody has said a lot, but what I can firstly say about the Karoo is we are the most friendliest people in the Western Cape. I studied in Cape Town, and in the mornings I used to drive from round about 6 or 2:06, and then Cape Townians are frustrated. I remember I was just a few I was 1 car away from this one guy that was standing in front of me, bumper to bumper traffic, and he was going like this in the morning. Now I thought to myself, if this is how he's gonna look at 6 o'clock in the morning, what is his day gonna look like? So there's no traffic here. It's peaceful, it's quiet. The tranquility, I see Marlene is smiling very hugely. So yes, I don't even want to talk about the Karoo lamb. It's one of its kind in the whole wild world. I see some people are marketing the Karoo somewhere else, but they don't eat Karoo bosses. I'm not sure what they eat, but if your sheep doesn't eat Karoo bosses, then it's not Karoo lamb. Prince Albert, it's known for its olives and its dairy products. The showroom we have there, we launched the Karoo Crossing cycling route there last week with the Premier and the MEC, David Maynier. Lanesburg, where Mr. Williams was, the garlic farms, the Flood Museum. So there's so much things in the Karoo. Come and experience it. People come here for health tourism. People come here just to switch off your cell phone and just walk the streets. It's safe. We had issues with street children. We're trying to address that through our safety, our district safety plan and the district safety forums that we have in all of our areas. So please come. Don't just stop by the tunnel. Come and explore the Karoo, please.
Fantastic, Barbara, brilliant. We've lost Bianca from CTICC, who apologizes. She's busy at the moment with a call. Penny, and then Marlene, and then Rudy. And I think we've lost the garden route as well, for a moment anyway.
Hi, yes, Monica from my side. I think everybody will know that the USP for the V&A waterfront is the fact we're part of a fishing harbour. We're part of the working harbour, the fishing boats, the community. We also have the cruise terminal, the Cape Town cruise terminal, which we manage, which is very successful in Cape Town. And then on the other extreme, you have all the international yacht events and the yachts that visit the waterfront. And of course, we have the most beautiful views of Robben Island, the sea, the city of Cape Town, and Table Mountain. So I welcome everyone to come to the waterfront because there's everything there for you to be able to film with. And competition is competition. I think everybody should embrace it and work together on everything we do. That's from me.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, and well said. Marlene.
I am so pleased for this webinar. I just want to travel now in South Africa. We have the best country, and today it has proven again how passionate we are about our country. And when it comes to Artscape, I think we connect everybody with people, with our humanity, our spaces, our infrastructure, but it's for the people. So if you come with your film shoot and it's from all over the world, you will experience the people first, because the people will make it happen. So I just want to endorse all the districts, because without the people that's making it, our sceneries you'll just see it for a minute, but it's the people that you're going to take with you. So I want to end off by saying, Monica, is that, as I said in the beginning, we are really one location and we're the world in one. So do come and do have your economics here in the Western Cape.
Oh, brilliantly said, Doctor. Brilliantly said. Rudy, I'm going to give the final word to you. If I don't see our other colleagues who had to pop off as well, Nala. And so over to you, Rudy, and then I'll have to say goodbye.
Thank you, Monica. Yes, I have to tie in with what Marlene said, just from a helicopter point of view. Cape Town and South Africa, indeed, is ready to welcome our clients back to the country. Make contact with your local service production company. We've got brilliant ways of getting you, even from high-risk countries, safely into the country. And we've got brilliant COVID protocols. The crews that we have are better than those all over the world, because they get to film all of those international productions here way more than a lot of the other countries do. So, and then this tie-in that we've got with the regions today is brilliant, because you can see that there is a face behind each region, and that face is ready to welcome you. So thank you to Wesgro, thank you to the regions, and we look forward to welcoming our international clients back to the country.
Thank you, everyone. It's been a real pleasure and an honor. And what a way to close off this series of webinars at the Garden Route International Film Festival. Bye.
Thank you,
Thanks,
everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Love you all.
Love you. Bye-bye. Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. And thank you to all the people listening. Bye.